So we visited the military course just to see if we could fix it up and make it nice. The budgetary situation takes some years to get something approved, so we're going to take a look at that. It's 2 courses, very nice, but they need a lot of work. And if we can fix them up, they're for the military. If we can fix them up, we're going to do that.
Mr. President, did you speak with Bukele directly to facilitate the return of Alrego Garcia?
I don't want to say that, but he's returned.
Did you have any conversations with
him? He should have never had to be returned. I mean, you take a look at what's happened with him. You take a look at what they found in the grand jury and everywhere else. I thought Pam Bondi did a great job today.
Was this your call to bring him back to the United States?
I don't want to say that.
Mr. President, you posted yesterday.
And by the way, either way, it's a disaster. He's a whole disaster. Look at him with his antics. Not good. And for the Democrats to have backed him, this was not the man from Maryland, this wonderful father from Maryland. This is a pretty bad guy.
Mr. President, you posted yesterday that a good way to save money would be to cancel some of Musk's contracts. How seriously are you considering that?
Well, we'll take a look at everything. I look at everything. He's got a lot of money. He gets a lot of subsidy. So we'll take a look at that. Only if it's fair. Only if it's fair for him and for the country, I would certainly think about it, yeah, but it has to be fair.
Mr. President, would you consider reopening investigations into his companies? There are a bunch of investigations.
I didn't know that they had any, but they had them. I would just let them speak for themselves. I had no idea. Excuse me. I have no idea whether or not they had investigations.
What's your view on Elon Musk as of today? I mean, have you heard from him at all? Is your team?
Honestly, I've been so busy working on China, working on Russia, working on Iran, working on so many. I'm not thinking about Elon. I just wish him well.
On the China talk, sir, there's a meeting coming up with Secretary Bessent and Secretary Ludnick. What do you hope to see? What do you hope to see from those talks in London, sir?
Well, we're very far advanced on the China deal. We wanted clarification. We had to have clarification. A little bumpy up here. We had to have clarification, and that's what we're really having the meeting about. We had a very good talk. I talked to President Xi for, I guess, more than 2 hours. We had a very good talk. It's a complicated deal, but it's a deal that's going to bring us a lot of money and a lot of everything else, and we get along very well with President Xi and with China.
On Mr. Musk's contracts, do you feel like the U.S. can survive without them? Obviously, you contribute a lot when it comes to defense and space, and that relationship has been important for quite some time.
The U.S. can survive without almost anybody.
And do you
except me?
Did you have any concerns about his drug use when he was working for you?
I don't want to comment on his drug use. I don't know what his status is. I read an article in the New York Times. I thought it sounded very unfair to me.
You said earlier today that Mr. Musk had a problem. What did you mean by that? And did you misjudge him by bringing?
I don't want to talk about problems. I think that I think the United States had problems, and if you look at the numbers today, the numbers were unbelievable. The numbers were incredible. The numbers that came up today, the stock market went way up. The country's doing really well. Almost, I think, in a very short period of time, you're going to be saying doing better than it's ever done before. We have hundreds of plants coming in, a lot of jobs are being created. That's what happened this morning. You saw the jobs. And the nice part, they're not government jobs. They're jobs of people coming in and doing other things, including the leisure, hotel and leisures. Good stuff. A lot of good things are happening with our country. We're taking in billions of dollars of tariff money. The money is pouring in. And it hasn't even started yet, really, relatively. We're going to have a very successful country very soon, and the stock market is seeing that. We have, and I've been saying it, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest country. And if you think about it, 6 months ago, we had the coldest country. We had a country that was a disaster. And we've done it very quickly. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. President, on the One Big Beautiful Bill, so your critics, often your critics...
I don't have too many critics, because, honestly, I don't know of anybody that's going to vote against it. Maybe Rand Paul or somebody, but, they always vote against it. But I actually think that over the last 24 hours, it's even solidified. We have tremendous support
So just the critics that want to talk about the bill, they often fail to mention that your tariffs are actually offsetting a lot, the debt in itself.
Yeah.
I believe the CBO said 2.8 trillion over the next 10 years. So what do you have to say
Well,
to
we
that?
got tremendous reviews, and CBO, who never gives good, basically it's a Democrat group, and we're getting tremendous reviews on the bill. We cut 1.6 trillion, not billion, trillion out of the budget, and yet we haven't affected anybody. We're going to save and totally cherish Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. The Democrats are going to destroy it. They'll destroy it. We're going to save it and make it stronger than ever before. So Medicare, Medicaid, they just make statements. Oh, he's going to talk. We're not touching it other than waste, fraud, and abuse.
That was my
Mr.
next
President,
question.
on Russia-Ukraine, did the Ukraine drone strikes against the bombers inside Russia, the airfields, did that change your view at all of what Zelensky, the cards he has?
Well,
what he's capable of?
they gave Putin a reason to go in and bomb the hell out of him last night. That's the thing I didn't like about it. When I saw it, I said, here we go. Now it's going to be a strike. I did something that people don't talk about, and I don't talk about very much, but we solved a big problem, a nuclear problem, potentially, with India and with Pakistan. And I spoke to Pakistan, I spoke to India. They have really great leaders. But they were going at it, and they could have gone at it nuclear, both nuclear countries, strong nuclear countries. And I talked about trade, and I said, we're not doing trade if you guys are going to be throwing bombs at each other. And they both stopped. And I stopped that war immediately. That was going, as you know, that was going much further. And hopefully not to nuclear, but it might have gone to nuclear. In fact, it might have gone to nuclear in the next round. But we stopped it. And I'd like to comment the leaders of both countries, Pakistan and India.
Are you worried that there might be a nuclear breakout with Russia-Ukraine? Are you worried that could...
I hope not. I think it's a war that would have never happened. If I were president, that wouldn't have happened. I certainly hope not.
Mr. President, Senator Hawley said he had spoken with you about potentially removing cuts that were in the House passed bill to Medicaid that would hurt Trump voters in rural areas. What are your thoughts about
Well,
that?
I did speak about that. We're really talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. And Senator Hawley's a great senator. He's a good guy. And I did speak to him, and we want to make sure that doesn't hurt anybody, because it is about waste, fraud, and abuse. That's the only thing. And everybody wants that.
On Russia-Ukraine, where are you at today with the Senate sanction bills? There's been some reporting that the White House is,
Well, I
considering
know
trying to
the
get the
bill. I
watered
saw
down.
the bill. We're going to see. I mean, if I think if I think Russia will not be making a deal or stopping the bloodshed, 5 and 6 even. I've been saying 5 and 6, and now it's more. 1,000 a week, soldiers being killed, and people being killed. Not just soldiers, people being killed, but largely soldiers being killed. I'd use it if it's necessary.
But are you trying
And they've really given me that option.
Are you trying to get the Senate to water it down, though, from its current version?
I haven't spoken about it. They have a bill. It's going to be up to me. It's my option. They've made it that way, and it would save a lot of time if that happened. So I'm okay with it. I haven't decided to use it. It's a very strong bill.
Mr. President, you gave Elon Musk, when he left the White House, a key, symbolically, to the White House, to the administration at large. I think that's what would you like him to give that back?
No, I don't take things back. No,
What about the Tesla?
I gave him a key. He tried very hard. The Tesla, I haven't thought
What's your
about
reflection on
it.
his work then, as of this point, for the administration? How do you think his DOGE did at the end of the day with the savings that?
I think it helped us a lot. I think it helped our thinking, and it's not finished at all. We've basically taken it over, and we're doing a job. Many of those people remain with us, and they're going to remain with us. They're very good. It's terrific. We saved, hundreds of billions of dollars. It's terrific, and it's going further. I mean, I'd give you the answer actually at the end of 2 years, because a lot of it is out into the future. But it was a big saving and a good mindset.
And what are you going to do about the Tesla? Are you going to keep it, or are you going to?
I haven't thought about it.
Do you have any plans to
I
contact?
hope he does well with Tesla.
Do you have any plans to speak with Mr. Musk? This was one of your closest advisors for
No, I don't
months.
have any plans. Somebody made a mistake. A lot of reporters have been calling me. I didn't call any reporter. A lot of reporters, they ask me the same question. No, I don't. I'm not even thinking about that.
There apparently were these efforts. This is what I read, to bring you and Elon back together. So those efforts where are they?
No, there are efforts. I mean, I've been asked about it, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm really interested in the country and solving problems, including war problems in very far away lands. A lot of people being killed. You know, when I left, we had no problem. We didn't have wars. We defeated ISIS 100%. Iran was broke. There was no Hamas problem. There was no Hezbollah problem. Israel wouldn't have happened, in other words. Russia, Ukraine wouldn't have happened. We had no inflation. And by the way, we have no inflation now. And if we had a good Fed chairman, you would lower rates. And you know what? If inflation happened in a year from now or 2 years, let them raise rates. But we're going out for long-term debt or short-term debt. We have a lot of debt coming due because Biden had all short-term debt, mostly. And we would get a lower rate and a lower interest rate if this guy would lower rates. We get a lower interest rate. It's unbelievable. And he's worried about inflation. If he worries about inflation any longer, all he has to do is get the lower rate, let us go out, borrow at a much lower rate, much lower. You could go down a point or two. We'll go out, borrow them, and if in 2 years inflation comes back, he raises rates. But he keps them the same. It's insane.
Are you already thinking about your next Fed chair? Are you already thinking about who your next Fed chair would be? I know it's 2026 when his term expires. So you're already thinking about it.
It's coming out very soon.
Who are you thinking about for that?
I could tell you, but I don't think I'll.
What do you make?
I have a pretty good idea.
Kevin Warsh, one of
He's
those
very
people?
highly thought.
What do you make of the Ayatollah saying that they have to enrich? They have to be able to
No,
enrich.
they won't be enriching. If they enrich, then we're going to have to do it the other way. And I don't really want to do it the other way, but we're going to have no choice.
What's your latest?
There's not going to be enrichment.
Just one more on Alrego Garcia, sir, because this is the big news for today. Just months ago, it seemed like from El Salvador to even your administration that there was no chances that he would be returned. So can you just explain to the American people what sort of happened to facilitate his return in the last few
DOJ
weeks?
made a decision. I think their decisions have been very, very good. And maybe they just said, look, all of these people, these judges, they want to try and run the country. The judges are a local judge trying to run the country. The man has a horrible past, and I could see a decision being made. Bring him back, show everybody how horrible this guy is, and frankly, we have to do something because the judges are trying to take the place of a president that won in a landslide, and that's not supposed to be the way it is. And so I could see bringing him back. I could see it either way, bringing him back or not bringing him back. But by bringing him back, you show how bad he is. He's a bad guy.
On China, sir, did President Xi agree to
We're landing
restart
right
the
now.
flow
I'm sorry.
of
We're
rare
landing right
minerals
now.
and magnets?
Say it what?
Did President Xi agree to restart the flow of rare earth minerals and magnets?
Yes, he did. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
everybody.
Mr. President. Thank you for coming back.